Hello, Reshaper, hopefully fantastic. In this first reminder to share with you why I am long time unemployed. Yes, it's true. And yeah, I want to tell you some karmic reason that I have. And first of all, I'm a Gemini, and Geminis has actually the nature to, well, they don't like to be ruled, but they like to rule. Okay, they're more like the dominant species if you look into the horoscope. Okay, and this is really true to me because back in the days, every time when I didn't get the leader role, when we had like a selection stuff like that, who becomes the leader of the group and stuff like that, when I don't get it, what will happen is I felt some kind of sense of disappointment, and many of the so-called leaders that we get actually bad results. However, as far as can I remember, the close to every single time when I got to leadership, what will happen is even I can do nothing, I will lead the group to good results. So yeah, but on the flip side, what will happen? Why I wasn't selected so often? Because well, back from kindergarten and stuff like that, back in Russia, I experienced what bullying because yeah, I was born in Russia, but my ancestors are German. You know what I mean? Yes, I was called in Germans in Russian kindergarten as a Nazi and stuff like that, and was bullied by teachers and pupils. Yes, you heard it right. I was bullied by teachers and pupils, not just pupils, but also teachers. And well, and what happened actually in Germany when I moved to Germany, I had to reverse God. Everything happened the same way, but basically in other terms and in another country. Okay, so yeah, I got actually bullied and my confidence was just destroyed every single time. So no, if you have a leader with that confidence that he's actually, he doesn't have the rights to rule, right? That's exactly what happened to me. I wanted to rule, but I didn't have the rights. So I was my whole life more the subordinate, and I played the subordinate role. Even I hated it from the bottom of my heart. So and yeah, I always want to spread my wings, but I couldn't do it because this kind of dilemma that I had back in the days has always dragged me down and cut down the wings to fly. Now another thing is I have actually experienced this kind of feeling of freedom when I have experienced well back in Tokyo when I was living alone. However, after a few years and stuff like that, I was also getting into more toxic relationship, and because of those, and also of my financial parental dependency, I got some money to pay my school fees and stuff like that. My confidence also was demolished, and I became a victim of my whole life. And this also brought me back to Germany. However, back in Japan, I used to, if you say you haven't worked a day, I have worked for 1.5 years back in the thrift shop in Japan. I like the atmosphere. I'm not a human being of atmosphere. I'll be honest with you guys. When I don't like the atmosphere, I don't care about the money. I just don't go there. I will say, okay, I take the job, and when I feel like the atmosphere is just bullshit, I will quit after 1 day because the atmosphere is bad for me. And when I can't stand the atmosphere, I don't work there for a day. But back in Japan, I have experienced a great atmosphere. We have really great relationship I had great relationship with the shop owners. However, it was just 1.5 years, not because of myself. Of course, it was also my own fault, but mostly why this fault actually came when I had actually this kind of quarrel with one of those guys was with one of the customers was because I mean I had many things to do. Of course, I had many stresses coming around. I have to go back to Germany, stuff like that. But one of those things were, of course, I couldn't get along with the new boss. I couldn't get along with the new owner, and this has actually made me fall the whole thing apart. I don't know actually the shop. I mean, this place doesn't exist. I mean, it's a chain shop. Okay, it's like a chain thing. But this place where I used to work, it doesn't exist anymore. When I left in the same year when I left actually. So yeah. And many people left, not just myself. Many of my seniors left, so it wasn't just me alone who was left, but I left with a scandal, basically. So because of it, I have to go back. And here in Germany, back in Germany, what will happen is I was basically unemployed. I was really demolished. My whole thing was demolished. I was always dreamt to live in Japan. I mean, it was really my dream. It's still my dream to go back there. And what happened is basically I went to tens of thousands of job interviews. I was declined every single time. The one said, "Hey, you have to, you have two good remarks for our company. You know so many languages. You don't feel good here." The other face like, "No, man, your language skills are okay. I don't care if you're Japanese and stuff like that. We are more like of this and this, and your remarks are not enough." And thank you for watching, Otono-san. I really appreciate it. My mom. I have noticed you. And basically what happened is I was just like a ping ball, go from one to another. I was even get a job interview even freaking Berlin. It's like 600 kilometers from here. It's like 300 miles from here. And holy crap, really, it was just really holy crap for myself. I mean, no, 450 miles, maybe 450 miles, maybe from here, 450 miles from here, pretty far away. I got on a plane there. I went to the job interview by plane, and I went even to other companies, and nobody wants me. And then I made a decision like, hey, when nobody wants me, I don't want anyone, because I don't want to be in a shitty environment. I want to be in an environment that actually deserves me. I didn't set like, you know, most people are, when you're going to job interview, they have like this more perception, hey, do I deserve to be in this job? And I had the flip mindset. I said like, no, do this job deserves me to work for them? This was actually my mindset from the get-go. So therefore, because of being more the leader thing, I wasn't, not just because, you know, when you have a freaking leader or aura and come to a job interview, nobody wants you, because they don't want to have leaders. In most cases, they want to have who are actually doing the freaking job for them, not leaders who are going in, ruling the stuff. They don't want to have it. And when you have a leader aura in the job interview, of course you don't get taken. It is normal. Especially for the scarce companies. And here in Germany, most companies has actually the scarcity mindset that I have experienced, especially here in my place where I'm living. And well, what I did instead of, I got off the interview of this idea of the entrepreneurship, and I got off the perception that I'd rather being broke and free than chained and average. This is actually kind of my slogan. Rather be broke and free than chained and average. You know, I don't want to be average. I want to be something extraordinary, but not something average and being chained. It's better being broke and free, in my case. Because I really don't care about the money. I more care about the environment. Back in the days when I did actually one internship, they had like relationship to Germany, but the thing is, with Japan, but the thing is, I was there for a month, and I was more or less forced to be there for a month. I just want to actually quit after the first day because I didn't like the environment at all. I like the people who were living there, but it's not really this much. I didn't like that much of the work what I do. It was really tedious, and I didn't like the boss at all. And because I didn't like the boss at all, I couldn't bear it anymore. Even he said, "Hey, we hire you," I just said, "No, man, no, I cannot do it. I cannot do it at all, because basically I am an environment person. I don't care how much I earn or not earn. When I don't like in the environment, I will quit after one day. It is not because I'm lazy. It is not because I am weak. No, I just don't like the environment. I don't want myself suffering through and making like a badass, like halfway as job. You know what I mean? When you are hating your job and you are doing this job you're hating, or you hate the environment, what will happen is your job becomes halfway as. It doesn't become the 200%, 120% that you could actually give for the company. And I don't want to do this. So I said myself, this company does not deserve myself. Again, It's not a thing. Many people say it's like, hey, I don't deserve this company. The most people say, but I just flipped a coin and said, hey, this company does not deserve myself. Okay, this is what I said, and then I said, no man, I don't want to go there. And afterwards, I had also many job interviews and stuff like that, but I wasn't taking it all. And basically, instead of going from job interview to job interview, being just frustrated and stuff like that, I think I say just fuck it. And instead of, I just want to go and do my thing. I do personal development and stuff like that. Maybe start off my own thing. Maybe start my own internet course. I used to coach some stuff, but for free. Some people for free, for real. I coached like maybe 10 people maybe for free. I didn't get actually any of this. It has a result, but I didn't get any. Back in the days, I was still in this kind of more scarce part. It's a little bit bad to ask someone for references or for testimonials. I didn't get any testimonials, so you might believe me, don't mind believe me, because I have some testimonials. It's up to you. I just leave it to you. So basically, I got actually some kind of coaching experience, and what I'm doing, instead of just building up business and stuff like that, what I'm doing is more like upping my and this is why many people has actually left myself, because back in the days I used to have more than 1,000 people. Really, I had like more than 1,000 acquaintances back in Japan, and like 5,000 acquaintances here where in place I am. And now maybe I know like 10 people or something like that in total. So it just really shrink dramatically. Why did it shrink dramatically? Basically, I can explain it because I am doing spiritual thing, and not maybe like spiritual things. Some people like personal development, some not, and even those who like personal development don't always like the spiritual stuff. But because I'm used to spirituality, if you don't know, I was back then when I was like 8 or something like that, maybe more from 3 on. I went to Hare Krishna stuff and stuff like that, and I'm used to spirituality. And now I'm kind of using this kind of technique, which is kind of currently just available just in Russian, and I am learning stuff how to how to make better my spirituality game. And basically I am increasing my own consciousness from day on day, and I don't want to be in toxic environment. This is actually my thing. And when I just imagine I go to a freaking company, and I have this one of things, and the whole company is toxic. I don't want to be there. I don't want to be in this toxic environment. You know what I mean? I will just quit after a day, maybe not even a day, after 2 hours, or maybe after an hour, because I don't want to be there. Because when I feel like, hey, it's toxic here, I don't want to be there. I say bye. I don't care what the other people say of me. I don't care what the people think of me, because basically, if I cannot bear the environment, I don't be there at all. Okay, that's my rule. And this is why currently I do, because I'm topping up my game. I give more in a higher vibrations on daily basis. I get higher vibrations, and when I go in higher vibrations, basically people who are in a low vibration don't see me anymore because they cannot reach me, or I cannot see them anymore, because basically I have to go really the whole way down to reach them, to see them. But I don't want to do it because I want to hire them, higher my own vibrations. And because I hire them, I also currently do sometimes also attract people, law of attraction, attract some people who are in the same vibrational state as myself. And this is actually a good sign, because somewhere in the future, maybe I will be somewhere employed, or maybe I do my own thing, but with those people who are in the same vibrational state as mine, or higher vibrational state as mine, so I will actually get growth. And the most companies that I feel like when I want to I don't have any spiritual growth, I don't have any personal development growth, and I don't need those companies at all. When I feel like I don't grow there, I don't need to be there. Of course, you can grow by making your craft better, being better in math and stuff like that, but it doesn't worth it really, because things like math, things like economics and stuff like that, we have machines basically. Really, in 10-20 years, all this thing, all all these big companies who have so many places, like all this thing will be all the things will be just replaced by computers. The only thing that we need as human beings is just a creative work. We have to create. If we don't create, we are losing our our core of being human, because machines cannot create things, but people can create things, new things. Novelty is what humanity can do, what humans can do. You know what I mean? So basically, this is the reason. I don't want to be in a toxic environment, so I don't really go straight forward and I just want to be hired. I don't want to be this needy mindset and I just want to be hired. No, I don't want to search for any companies to be hired. Basically, I'm fed up with it in the first place. In the second place is it just don't worth it. It just don't worth such it, because basically, if you use law of attraction currently, the company will find myself. I don't want to find it. It will find myself. And how will it find myself? When I go and upper my game in vibrational state. If you don't believe it, it's up to you. But it's my way, and that's how I'm doing. And till that comes, I just will upgrade my game, and I don't care about being employed or not, really. But basically in the future I want to go back to Japan because I want to get more qualifications, and qualifications here in Germany to get really pain in the neck, because you need for each qualification at least 3 years of practice to get actually any qualification there. It might be good, of course, but for some theoretical qualifications, like in Japan, you have many of those. What you can do in Japan, you can just buy freaking book of qualification, just takes it, learn for it, take a test, voila, you have the qualification. Pretty easy, right? But the thing here in Germany, you need for each qualification years and years and years, and it just don't worth the time. I feel like it just don't worth the time, it just not worth the effort to get any of those qualifications. Therefore, I want to just grade up my game into personal development and spiritual development, get better vibrations, and therefore I will attract people who will be more willing to hire myself or to start an on business with myself as a business partner, or maybe be willing to take my services, when I'm doing like with coaching and stuff like that. This is what I'm doing. People will find myself. Okay, this is what I want to do. I want to flip the table, basically. I don't want to search for the people and being needy. No, I want the people search for me. This is what I want to do, and this is what I'm doing, basically. This is what I'm doing. And I'm not. It doesn't mean I am freaking. Because. It doesn't mean I'm freaking lazy or I'm freaking weak and stuff. No, it's just my nature. My nature is to be a leader. And I want to be a leader not by pulling people to me, but making people come to me. I don't want to be forced. I want people come to me when I need my help. Okay? When I need to. But I don't want to have those people who are really low vibration in my environment anymore, because basically I don't need those people. I don't want to be in a toxic environment. Like several months before, we had one human being who was in freaking toxic environment, in freaking toxic mindset, and I say, oh man, I just give you some clues to work on. And I mean, she said thank you, and after several weeks, I believe she's living now a better life. It's easy if you actually not living this kind of mindset. If you don't live in freaking morass, it's easy to get people out of it if you know the way out. And this is how I'm doing, really. This is how I'm doing. So I don't really care currently about being employed. And you might see it like, hey, it's really unresponsible because you are just living from the money from your parents. And in my case, it is, call it else you want to call. It's up to you. It's your freedom. But what I want to say is, Basically, I've chosen it, consciously chosen it, and I'm going to do the way. Because, also back some years before, something like that, I've studied other stuff and other techniques, but I feel like I didn't even want to learn the things that I'm learning right now, but it has attracted myself. This knowledge, I attract this knowledge, which is more higher knowledge, more vibrant knowledge, more global, even not global, it's more like the space knowledge, which is more available than every single job you can actually do, because you see yourself not just a part, not just a freaking mosquito. They are working their ass off. Now you are seeing yourself actually as a part of the universe. You're seeing yourself as something great and something which is a miracle, and our life is a miracle. And this is why I don't want to waste it on the wrong people and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Okay, awesome. Reshaper, I hope you got some value from it. If so, smash the like button, share with your friends, comment comments box, tell them what's nothing I picked up so far. I do this video close to every single day, so make sure to subscribe to notification bell, share with your friends. Also, currently I'm doing this video right now on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. If you want, and I have also this video. Currently I'm talking about like 21 minutes, like 22 minutes. If you want to have the short version, just 1 minute, I have already summarized it on TikTok. You can go on TikTok, just people on YouTube, you can just go in the description box, Facebook, Instagram, go into my own profile, you will find the link tree, and just go and scroll the whole thing down. You will find my TikTok there. The whole thing is just compromised in 1 minute, but now I have just kind of warp it up, because this is more on TikTok is more like warped. I have really compromised it less than 1 minute, like 40 seconds, stuff like that. But now I'm talking about 20 minutes because I want to, recognize your thoughts behind it. It's not just like thoughts of being lazy. It's not just thoughts of doing nothing. It's just not thoughts of, having fear and stuff like that. No, it's not those thoughts. My thoughts behind them are basically to go after growth, to go on personal growth and other growth, and spiritual growth. And what I feel like when I go right now and go on a freaking job somewhere and get a people who are just complaining, blaming about every bullshit there, and get the boss who is also complaining and just have the scarce mindset, what will happen is it will drag me down. And I don't want to be in a situation, because I have been there like thousands of times. You can believe me. I have been in toxic environment my whole damn life. Okay? And I don't want to be there anymore. I just refuse it. Okay? And because I refuse it, because I don't want to be there, I just ignore this, really. I just ignore this. When I see talking thing, just ignore it. Just go away, because I don't want to fight it. I don't want to fight because I don't want to have me fight, because I know what resist persists. I don't want to resist anything. I just want to go away because it doesn't worth it. You know what I mean? Awesome. Have an awesome day as always. Do not let yourself suppress now. See you tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow, yeah.